Every other Friday, your paycheck lands. For a day, you feel okay. Then rent clears, the car payment clears, the card minimum clears, and by Tuesday, you're refreshing your balance, wondering where it all went. Meanwhile, somebody who makes about what you make is quietly turning that same paycheck into a small fortune. Here's the part that's going to annoy you. They're not doing anything you couldn't start by next week. It comes down to 6 boring decisions, and there's one specific number, smaller than a used car, that the day you hit it, quietly puts you ahead of half the people around you. Give me 10 minutes, and you'll walk away with all 6. Let's be honest, the literal top 3% of American households have a net worth north of $7 million. I'm not promising you that in 10 minutes, but that's not the version that matters. The median American household net worth is roughly $215,000. Strip out home equity and look at people under 40, and the picture gets bleak. Most people in their 20s and 30s have a net worth hovering around the cost of a decent vacation. Some are underwater entirely. So the real bar isn't $7 million. It's this: become someone who saves consistently, invests in boring index funds, and avoids the financial landmines that blow up everyone around you. Do that, and you don't just inch ahead, you lap the pack. Here's the number I promised. Set aside a few $1,000s in a plain emergency fund, and you've already done something more than half of Americans cannot do. 37% of people can't cover a $500 expense with cash. More than half can't cover $1.00 without reaching for a credit card. The bar is on the floor. Meet Julian. Julian makes double what most people make. He's got the truck, the boat, the watch, the kitchen island, the size of a twin bed. At a barbecue, you'd assume Julian won the game. But Julian is, in the most technical financial sense, broke. Every dollar he earns has a job before it lands. The truck payment, the boat payment, the mortgage on the house he bought to look successful. Julian is one missed paycheck away from the whole thing collapsing. This is lifestyle inflation, the quiet killer of wealth. You get a raise, and instead of investing the difference, you upgrade. 6 months later, you feel exactly as broke as before, just with more expensive problems. You didn't escape the rat race, you just bought the rat a nicer wheel. Income is not wealth. That's the single most misunderstood idea in personal finance. Even people who do invest find ways to sabotage themselves. A famous study found the most active stock traders badly underperformed the people who just sat still and did nothing. The title said it all. Trading is hazardous to your wealth. Over any 20-year stretch, roughly 9 out of 10 professional fund managers fail to beat a simple index fund. The pros lose to the boring robot. The enemy isn't the market. The enemy is behavior. And behavior, unlike the market, is the one thing you actually control. Meet Jane and Axel. Same job, same paycheck, same Tuesday. The only difference? One boring Sunday afternoon, coffee going cold next to her laptop. Jane clicked through the forms Axel has been avoiding for 3 years, and then basically never thought about her money again. That single afternoon is going to be worth more than every raise either of them ever gets. 10 years from now, the gap between them will look like they were never in the same income bracket. Decision ES1. Your savings rate is the entire game. When you're starting out, your savings rate dwarfs whatever the market does. If you have $1,000 invested and the market has an incredible 10% year, you made $100. But save an extra $200 a month? That's $2,400 a year. You just out-earned the market by doing nothing but not spending. Start with whatever you can, even $25 a month. Then funnel every future raise, bonus, and tax refund straight into the machine before your lifestyle can absorb it. Decision 2. Capture the employer match. It's free money. If your job offers a 401k match, that's your employer saying, for every dollar you put in, I'll throw in $1 of my own. That's an instant, guaranteed 100% return. Nothing on earth reliably doubles your money the second you make it, except this. Yet roughly 1 in 4 people who could grab free money simply don't. Jane grabbed every cent her first week. Axel didn't because the paperwork felt confusing. Same employer. One is getting a raise, the other is refusing one. Decision S3. Kill high-interest debt first. The average credit card interest rate is north of 20%. The stock market averages around 10% long-term. If you're carrying a 22% balance while investing for 10%, you are setting fire to money. Paying off 22% debt is mathematically identical to earning a guaranteed 22% return, tax-free with zero risk. Nothing else comes close. Knock it out first. Decision 4. Open a Roth IRA. A Roth is beautiful. You invest money you've already paid taxes on. It grows. And you never pay taxes on it again. Not on the growth, not when you pull it out in retirement. For 2026, you can put in $7,500. It's the best deal the IRS will ever hand you. Decision 5. Max out your 401k beyond the match. Once the Roth is full, go back to your 401k and push past the match. For 2026, you can shelter up to $24,000 from taxes. Decision H6. Open a taxable brokerage account. If you've maxed everything else and you're already doing better than almost everyone alive, open a regular brokerage account and keep buying boring index funds. That's the staircase. Match debt, Roth max, 401k, taxable. Most people never find the first step. Now, here's the math that should change how you see every dollar you spend. If you're 25 and invest just $200 a month into a basic index fund at the market's long-run average of 10% a year by 65, you'll have approximately $1, $2 million. You personally contributed under $100,000. The other $1 million? Compound interest doing the heavy lifting while you sleep. Bump it to $500 a month starting at 25, and that number balloons to over $3 million. But watch what happens if Axel waits until 35, just 10 years later, putting in the same $500 a month. By 65, he ends up with around $1 million. Jane, who started at 25, has over $3 million. A 10-year head start on the exact same contribution is worth roughly $2 million. Axel didn't contribute $2 million less. He contributed $60,000 less. But because he stole 10 years from compound interest, the gap explodes. Every year you wait isn't a small loss. It's a catastrophic one. Your earliest dollars are your most powerful dollars. You will never again get to invest a dollar as valuable as the one you can invest this week. Also, watch your fees. A 1% fee on an actively managed fund can quietly eat north of $200,000 out of your final number over 30 years, while performing worse than a cheap index fund. Keep your fees on the floor. Let me tell you what this actually buys. Because it isn't a yacht, it's quieter and better. It's opening your banking app without your stomach dropping. It's your car making a horrible noise and you thinking annoying instead of catastrophe. It's saying yes to the trip, the wedding, the dinner, with friends without a spreadsheet running in your head. It's knowing you could walk away from a job you've outgrown. That's what being ahead of 97% really feels like. Not a flashy life, a calm one. There's a massive study of over 10,000 actual American millionaires. Around 8 in 10 did not inherit their money. Their top professions? Engineers, accountants, teachers, people on ordinary salaries. The one way they got there? Boring. Consistent investing in their workplace retirement account over a long period of time. They didn't time the market. They just made the boring decisions early and let time do the rest. So let's check back on Jane and Axel. 10 years later, Jane set everything on autopilot in her first month. Savings came out automatically. Match got captured automatically. Index funds got bought automatically. She made the decision once, and then automation made it every month after. That's the secret weapon of every quiet millionaire. Axel kept waiting for the right moment, when he got the next raise, when things calmed down, when he felt more sure. That 401k enrollment form sat in his inbox unread year after year. 10 years of weekends came and went. Axel isn't lazy. Axel isn't stupid. Axel is most people. He just never made the boring decisions, and the boring decisions are the entire ballgame. Here's the good news. You get to decide which one you are, starting today. Not next paycheck, not next year. Today. You automate a small amount into a cheap index fund, grab your free match, kill your high-interest debt, and then have the almost superhuman patience to do nothing while compound interest quietly makes you wealthy. That's it. That's the thing 97% of people never do, not because they can't, but because nobody ever handed them the map. Well, now you've got it. So pick one decision off this list, the easiest one, and do it before you go to bed tonight. Future you, the one with options instead of obligations, is going to look back at this exact moment as the day the math finally started working for you instead of against you.